So here we go. Perfect. So here we are. Welcome to Mindful Monday Meditation. So happy to be here. So happy to have you here. And I'm really grateful for this time that we have together and this time that we have that we are stepping into our week together in community. And so, yeah, super grateful for you guys and being here and at least helping me to get grounded for the week. I appreciate you for that, for sure. Um, this week, this every week I should say is a spontaneous channel, so to speak, and
Mhm.
that I don't write up a guided meditation like I do for my classes and things like that, and I don't get down into the weeds of it. I may write up a few notes here or there as I'm thinking about it throughout the week. But the truth is that I kind of like to feel the pulse of what is happening and drop into that for our collective. And so that is the kind of foray in which we do our Mindful Mondays. And of course, this week is all about the 7 days of harmony. And so I'm very excited to share this with you in that I got a channeled download from the divine, from the seventh dimension. And that download was that we are in an urgent call. And this urgent call is for us to really raise our vibration and do our own personal work in a deeper way. And it was actually bulleted out in how we can do this work in for 7 days as of yesterday. So we started yesterday on the solstice. It was very specific about us starting on the solstice to lay a grid down for the Pachamama and for ourselves for the betterment of humanity, but mostly that this is an urgent call for Pachamama. And that urgent call is very interesting in that it allows us to, for these next, as of yesterday, so now we've got the rest of this day and then 5 more days of it, that we're going to be willing to commit to these various things. One of them is to just interact without fussing or arguing. Interact in your daily with your animals, with your friends, with your family, with randos on the road. It means that for 7 days, we're going to be without arguing or fussing. And then the other one is to communicate with love. And that, we have to remember that you really are a beam of love. Under your frustration, under the chaos, under the confusion or the suffering, whatever that suffering feels like inside of us. And so that we can communicate. Think about what you're communicating before it actually comes out. Rather, you're speaking it or writing it, or however way that you are communicating, that you can stop for that moment before and think, am I coming from a place of love? Am I going to express myself from a place of love? So, speaking with yourself from a place of love, speaking to your friends, your family from a place of love, your neighbors, even those ones you don't like, maybe from a place of love, people at the store, people that help you along the way, speaking from that place of love. Mm. And that's a reflection on you, not the people around you. It's just putting it out there, right? So speaking with those lips of love for 7 days. And then the one that we're going to dive into today in our meditation is this right here. Letting go and forgiving. Forgiving it all. The big, the small, all of it. Just letting it go and remember that forgiveness really isn't about the other person as much as it is for you in your heart, right? You may never, ever, ever get the apology that you think that you need in order to forgive, but you don't. You don't need that. It's okay. It's okay. You may never, ever, ever hear the apology. And so we're going to be working in the bulk of our meditation today on forgiveness, deep, deep forgiveness, forgiveness for yourself, forgiveness to anyone that has ever, ever, ever hurt you, and forgiveness in the moment. And this is the beautiful part about bringing forgiveness into our guided meditation, is that it gives us the practice to be in the moment. And whenever you feel triggered, that you can stop and just offer forgiveness to yourself, to the situation, to whatever it is that is happening, that you can offer forgiveness, that you can just be in that place to say, I forgive you, to yourself, to others, to the situation. Just let all of it go. Just be free. This is where true freedom lives. And so today our deep meditation is about that. And then the other piece to this of our 7 days of harmony on the planet is those random acts of kindness and generosity. And I've already noticed in my world how powerful this is, especially when I backed off of wanting some sort of a validation about it. When I backed off of the sort of what felt like in my heart the ego sense, right? So just as an example, just offered a coat to Chief, and as I offered this coat and I gave it to him, it's a beautiful suede native coat, and Chief really needed a coat, and it was everything that I wanted to do to take a picture of him in the coat. And something told me, no, it doesn't make any difference. It's all good. And so it was this, the selfless acts of kindness. This is where we're going. And so looking at yourself and how you can maybe step away from the egoic part of, are we doing it for a secondary gain, or are we just being generous because we've got that compassionate heart, that there's no strings attached, that we have um, nothing to gain from it. There is just nothing that you have in reciprocity, that you're not giving for any purpose other than to just do it. So you'll see how your life changes when you commit to doing these various things and laying this harmony down. So we're just going to drop right in to our settling meditation. Go ahead and drop into your heart. Take a nice deep breath into your heart. And exhale. Bringing yourself into this moment, into this time, into this space, and welcoming yourself, saying hello, perhaps for the first time today. Letting go of the day, letting go of conversations, the busyness of the day. And just allow yourself to be here in this moment. Whatever this moment feels like, looks like, smells like, sounds like, just allow it. and acknowledging your willingness to show up today, to show up in your life, to show up in this moment, and to show up in this Mindful Monday, saying yes to your intention to start your week out in a mindful way. And taking a deep breath will begin to soften. And so bringing your awareness to the top of your head, feeling your scalp, and just breathing into it and softening. Softening your head, and notice how your eyebrows want to just drop. Softening into your head, your forehead. Notice that area around your temples. Wanting to soften, just breathing in and exhaling the tension. Notice how the eyes just want to soften as you soften the temples. Just dropping that little gaze, soft gaze. Breathing into the jaw, softening the jaw. Maybe bringing that slack jaw a little bit, the mouth open. And bringing that half smile to your lips. That half smile that is the evidence of the interior smiling. Smiling on the inside. The organs smiling. The muscles are smiling. And as you continue to breathe in and soften and exhale the tension, notice the area in your neck, longing for spaciousness. Be moving your head around to allow that spaciousness to expand, softening, softening. Softening, softening. Notice how your shoulders want to just drop as you soften that neck. And bringing the shoulders down. Breathing in, releasing the weight of the world. And breathing into your chest. Softening your chest, that whole heart chakra. And softening that area in the back of your heart. And notice that area between the shoulder blades. See if you can deepen the release there. Softening and breathing Exhaling the tensions. And breathing into the belly. Softening the belly. Letting it go. And softening into that pelvic bowl. Breathing in. Exhaling tension. All through the hips. Softening into the hips, allowing that expansion. And notice how the legs just automatically want to begin to soften. Softening the knees, breathing into the knees. Thanking the knees. All through the calves. Softening the shins and the calves and the ankles. No shackles. Freedom. Freedom in this moment. Doing that scan, that body scan, and noticing if there's any tensions in the body that are left, we'll just go ahead and breathe. Breathe into those tensions. Any place that's left in the body that it's carrying. And notice the spaciousness in your body. And as your mind wants to drift out, remember that we are training the mind to come home. Gently coming home. Back to the moment. Back to your breath. Back to softening. This is not a time to beat yourself up, but a time to just gently call yourself back home. So as we bring forgiveness to the plate today, talk about the definition of forgiveness. It's being defined as the process of concluding resentment. Concluding resentment, indignation, anger as a result of a perceived offense. A perceived offense. The Oxford Dictionary says forgiveness is to grant free pardon and to give up all claim on account of any offense or debt. The author of Forgive for Good says people who forgive show less depression, anger, and stress, and that they're more hopeful. So it can save on the wear and tear on our organs, reduce the wearing out of the immune system, and allow you to feel more vital. So we know that forgiveness is a decision to let go of resentment and any thoughts of revenge. And the truth is that the act of the hurt or the offended situation may always remain a part of your life. But forgiveness can lessen its grip. Forgiveness is a stepping stone to your healing. It can lead to feelings of understanding and empathy and compassion for the person who you perceive has hurt you. Forgiveness is a work in progress and has many, many layers. Layers of letting go. In my personal story, I used to think that I could not forgive because the other person wasn't sorry. I was waiting for the big reconciliation, the big I'm sorry. Sometimes that never happens. We cannot hold on to the pain and the suffering because of the notion that someone else is not sorry. Forgiveness is a personal freedom, and it's a choice that you have. It's a choice to let go of pain. It does not mean that you deny the other person's responsibility here. It doesn't minimize or justify what has been wrong. You can forgive without excusing the act. Forgiveness brings a kind of peace. And so, if forgiveness is the spiritual practice of compassion, we need to begin with letting go. We can let go of all the ways we judge ourselves. We can let go of blame. The blame that we have for others, as well as the blame that we carry about ourselves. And we can release shame and guilt, and reconnect with our intrinsic nature, that Buddha nature, that God goddess nature, that truly essential goodness of who we are. Whatever your hurts are, we can forgive them. We can forgive our mistakes. We can forgive our addictions. We can forgive our parents and our lovers, past, present, and future. And when we begin to forgive ourselves, we can let go of the feelings of unworthiness. We can begin to bring that acceptance into our daily practice, accepting who we are right now. The beauty of mindfulness meditation is that it's a reminder that every moment we have an opportunity for a new beginning. We have a new moment to start fresh. So, no matter what mistakes we've made, we have the ability to forgive ourselves in this moment. Tara Brach says, just as the act of blaming deepens our suffering, becoming aware of our blaming is a step forward into freedom. As we let down our unforgiving armor, we come face to face with the pain that we've been defending against. We can forgive our anger. When we can forgive, we feel hurt and fear that angers, it masks it all. We can forgive that sense of the underlying loneliness and emptiness and shame. It's my belief that when we can open up to our pain, to our suffering, if you can just open up to it, not deny it, then you can begin to forgive it. It's okay to feel angry in the forgiving process. Sometimes anger may come in waves as we are opening up to our pain. When we open up to that suffering, that anger is there for a healthy reason, right? Sometimes it's exactly what you need in order to draw the line, to create healthy boundaries. The anger towards a hurtful situation can be exactly what you need to stand up in your power and say no. So being forgiving does not mean that we are a doormat for others to walk on. It doesn't mean that we don't have appropriate boundaries. It's not that we want to live in anger. It's that we want to recognize it. We want to recognize it for its place in providing what it needs to. And sometimes that is the no. Sometimes that is the appropriate boundaries. So once we've set those appropriate boundaries, we can begin to heal by forgiving. There's a sense of freedom when we let go of it all. You can never be free of bitterness as long as you continue to think of unforgiving thoughts. Louise Hay. How can you be happy in the moment if you continue to choose to be angry and resentful? Thoughts of bitterness cannot create joy. So when you set yourself up blaming others, you actually give your power away. When you hold on to resentment and hurt and the suffering, you give your power away. Because you're placing the responsibility of your feelings, you're giving it away. Always have this moment to come home to forgiveness. So we're going to go ahead and take a nice deep breath in, and I want you to scan your body. Do a scan and find the places where you hold blame in breath. Exhale and do that energy scan. Do a scan of your body. Where are you holding blame? Where do you feel that in your body? Blame. I'm blaming you because this situation made me feel unhappy, suffering, angry, hurt. I blame this person, this situation. I blame this job. I blame this traffic. I blame X, Y, and Z. Find it. Where is your blamer in your body? Yep, I think you got it. And just allow it to be there. And notice all the different places that it wants to blame. Who does it want to blame? Is it blaming you? What does your blamer have to say to you? Just be the observer of this blamer. Be the observer. No judgment. And taking a nice deep breath into that area in your body where the blamer lives. And begin to soften. And begin to offer forgiveness. Offering forgiveness to the blamer. That inner blamer, I forgive you. I forgive. Softening and softening with forgiveness. Phew. And let it go. Exhaling, letting it go. And bringing your awareness to a past situation that hurt you. Something in the past. And this is a situation, and if there's a person involved, we're going to start with the situation at first. So something in the past that hurt you, and just see the situation from the observer's point of view. See the situation where you were hurt. We're going to start with yourself and offering forgiveness to yourself. I forgive myself for this situation and my part in it. I forgive myself for even being in this situation. And notice how your body starts to soften as you forgive yourself. And offer at this time just broadened forgiveness just for the situation itself. Offering forgiveness to this hurtful situation, seeing it with the eyes of compassion. And softening your body as you offer forgiveness, releasing the tension. And now, if there was a person involved or people involved in this hurtful situation from your past, offering forgiveness. Knowing that this is part of the healing, offering forgiveness. I forgive. I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. Taking a nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, allowing it all to be released, letting it go. Sending it to the ethers, sending it to the divine. I let it go. I release. I forgive. I let it go. I release. I forgive. And bringing your awareness now to anything that comes to your heart that you need to offer forgiveness to. Anything at all, past, present, future, anything that is on your heart that needs forgiving. And see whatever that is clearly. And choosing right now to offer forgiveness in breath. Exhaling, offering your forgiveness to that situation, that person, whatever this is. Just offering forgiveness without expectation. I forgive. I forgive. I forgive. Feeling the spaciousness in your body. Notice the lightness that you have. Forgive. Forgiving everything that has ever transgressed your mind, your body, your spirit. Offering forgiveness. You are on the path to freedom. Truly forgiving all. Deep, deep forgiveness. We don't have to know why, how. We just offer forgiveness. It is what it is, and we forgive. No more gripping. No more carrying around the luggage of other people's wounding. You take your power back. You own your feelings. You can forgive. You can forgive it all. And you can forgive yourself every single time. And taking a nice deep breath in, we do another body scan. And notice if there's anything else, anything at all that's in your body that needs forgiveness. What are you holding on to in your body? Go to the place at the back of your heart. What have you buried in there that needs forgiveness? Hmm. Shine the light on it. This one's an old one, huh? Back in those archives. That shit you've been storing for decades. Yeah, you can forgive that too. Exhaling it, letting it go. You don't need to carry that. It's time for liberation. Sweet liberation. Nothing holding you down. These old hurts no longer weighing you, forming you, constricting you. Release. Release. Breathing in that sense of freedom. Breathing in that liberation. Feeling that spaciousness in your heart. Allowing room for more capacity to love. More capacity for compassion. Feeling that sense of compassion in your heart. Compassion for yourself. Compassion for humanity. Knowing that we're all just trying to do our best. and compassion for the Pachamama. And gathering up some of this beautiful compassion in your heart. On our next out breath, we're going to breathe it out and send it to the earth, to all of the earth and her inhabitants. Nice big in breath. And out. Shoo, pew, pew, pew. Compassion bombs to the earth. Pew. Sharing it on the Pachamama. An infinite stream of compassion flowing from our hearts and connecting it to the energy grid of the Pachamama. Compassion within us and around us. Compassion for all beings. Offering compassion to all beings. May all beings everywhere feel this compassion that we feel right now. Your body is light, and you are on the path of liberation. Sweet, sweet forgiveness brings us true liberation and a place of peace. the liberation song. So as we wrap up our meditation, we take a deep breath in. And we offer gratitude for all of the spirit guides, the beings who have been here with us today, helping us on this path of liberation, this path of forgiveness. We ask that we walk our path this week with forgiveness, with compassion, with true liberation, and offering it to all beings whenever we feel called. That we offer forgiveness to ourselves. That we offer forgiveness quickly in the moment when we are triggered. That any time that any things come up from the past that keep us in the state of suffering, that we may offer that sense of forgiveness. May you be well, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. May this Monday resonate through the rest of the week for you. So much love, so much gratitude, peace and love and happiness. Mwah.